Hello everyone, it's your desert sailor from boatlove.com and welcome to very rainy and muggy Antigua. I'm coming to you from this lovely Dufour 42 that my husband and I are chartering, and I thought I would do a little video for you guys about the 20 unlikely things that you might want to bring from home for your charter. So we're a little bit different from liveaboards or people who have their own boats where they have easy access to equipment or little knickknacks that they might need on board. And of course there's like the obvious things you have on a boat, like different sized lines and tools and things like that. So your charter company does provide you with many, many things that you would normally have if you were a boat owner. But as a charterer, I'd like to show you some of the things that I find absolutely invaluable to bring on my charter. Okay, item number 1. Ziploc baggies. Baggies of all different sizes, but I do prefer really big ones like this and medium-sized ones like this. These, if you can get one big enough to put your books in them, it can be very useful. Any of your dried goods go in these to keep the moisture out because you're in a tropical area possibly, and you want to keep all the moisture out. And if anything, bugs and other stuff. They are perfect for storing leftovers. You don't need anything, solid for your leftovers. And they're great for just keeping everything separate from the other things that you're bringing and stay organized. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, my favorite item to bring, which might be uncommon, are dog ear clips. Yes, they get a little bit rusty out here. This one's already turned rusty, but I use them in so many different applications. I use them to seal up bags that I've already opened, to hang up a privacy curtain that I might want, to tie back the bimini, part of the bimini that masks my view of the wind vane because they don't have ties for some reason to tie them back, and a whole bunch of different other purposes. So that is my item number 2, dog ear clips of all different sizes, once again stowed in their own personal Ziploc baggie. Item number 3, my favorite item number 3, and I would not come on a charter without them. I've already used them 3 times, are little Velcro strips. I prefer them multicolored. I'm not quite sure why. I've used them to tie oars to the dinghy that on broken straps on dinghies, to lash my main sheet to the sail bag. I've used them. I have even used them to fix a broken watch strap. So they come in so handy for so many different things. They're super easy and flat to stow, and they're very light. So make sure you got some of these. While we're on the topic of fasteners, item number 4, bungee cords of all sizes. Yes, so valuable on a boat because there's just so many different things you need to bungee or attach or lash. On this boat, the wheel is really loud and the rudder bangs a lot when we're on anchor. So lashing the wheel a little bit on one side has been awesome. And then I also bring smaller bungee cords for other purposes. And in the same category, a bag of elastic bands. That's what we call them in Canada, rubber bands. A bag of rubber bands, because of course they're not going to have those on your boat. Item number 5. While we're on the topic again of lashing things, I bring my own cord like this, because the last time I was on a charter, yeah, they give you some pretty hefty lines, but they don't give you sort of this medium-sized line. And I like to use these things in lots of different ways, but this particular charter, and actually on my last one, it was to stop the boom from going, and I lashed it down on one side and used actually on both. I also use these kinds of things to hang my hammock from the boom. And these go in their own little container too. Item number 6, headlamps. I mean, it seems pretty obvious, I guess, bringing a flashlight on board, but headlamps are invaluable, and I actually bring a multitude of headlamps because they do die and they do get wet and they get destroyed. So yes, it keeps a hands-free working environment, and then in the middle of the night when you're going out into the pitch black to check your anchor, you have your hands free. And I like the kind with the red so I don't blind my fellow crew member. And of course, bringing lots of batteries, which will also have their own Ziploc baggie storage so that I don't run out of batteries. Item number 7. These lights, in the category of flashlights, but they're like little mini navigation lights, and they are waterproof. So I'm actually using these in the cockpit because they don't provide you with a cockpit light on these boats. I was using a flashlight and that thing was getting drenched. So this just hooked up in the cockpit gives us nice light for dinner time. It's not going to break if it gets wet. I also use them on the dinghy. If we're going, pretty far and it's at night, then I make sure I have my green and red on my dinghy and my white, especially my white on the back. And then I wear my headlamp. So I look like a little mini boat going along and everybody can see us. And of course, bring enough batteries in their own Ziploc baggie too. Item number 8, a barbecue lighter. Yes, they give you matches, but in this humidity, the matches, they're not super reliable and you can go through quite a few of them. They also have a charcoal barbecue at the back of the boat, and trying to start that in 15 knot winds with matches is almost impossible. I forgot to bring a barbecue lighter on this trip, so a barbecue lighter is pretty high up there of either purchasing at the store when you get here, which they did not have here in Antigua at Jolly Harbor. So bring some with you. Item number 9, you'll have to put this in your checked luggage, but scissors. A little pair of scissors. This is actually part of my first aid kit, is my scissors, but I've used them in the kitchen numerous times. And of course they don't provide scissors on board. So bring your scissors. Item number 10, a little waterproof thing for your cell phone. Now, a lot of cell phones are waterproof, but this also offers the opportunity to just wear it around your neck and kind of carry it like a purse. And so it's on you all the time. And so when you're jumping in and out of the dinghy, it's not falling out of your pocket. So who cares if it's waterproof? If it falls out of your pocket, then it's going to the bottom of the lagoon. Item 11, a waterproof-ish little purse that you can either wrap on your leg, this one has a strap, or around your arm, where you can put 1 or 2 credit cards in there, your ID, and some cash, and then it's on your person and you have hands-free again. But if you want to take more, a little bag to put your catch-all when you're going to shore. You could throw in this if you want. You could put in your cell phone, and then your shopping bag, maybe a towel and some wet shoes, and you're good to go. And you don't want anything too substantial and heavy because it will not dry out if it gets wet because it's so humid here. So you want something that's like you can just rinse it out really easily, and that if it gets destroyed, then you could just get another one. I like these. And look how teeny it packs up. Just squish it in your suitcase. Item number 12, we bring our own water bottles because we buy the big 5-gallon water jugs, and so we don't have so much plastic on board and so much stuff to get rid of in the end, and we just keep refilling these. Item number 13, I bring my own maple syrup because it is so expensive here and I like the real stuff. So I literally wrap this in socks and put it in my checked luggage so that I can have pancake breakfast maple syrup. Item number 14. If you're only chartering for like a week and you're cooking on board a lot, you're going to probably want to bring at least one of your favorite spices instead of going and buying like a bunch of spices and then just throwing them out, which is a shame. So I bring a good little mixture steak spice and then a little sort of garlicky thing. And obviously these could go in baggies, which might be a little less bulky in your luggage. And then of course salt and pepper. Number 15. And I should have said this with the fasteners. I did this time bring a roll of fabric tape, like really good, strong fabric tape. It sticks so well. And I've only used it once so far, which is great, but it's good to possibly even repair a sail or, you know, lash something a little more permanently if it got broken. So I definitely do not regret bringing my fabric tape, and it comes in different colors. Item number 16. So depending on where you're sailing, they do like you to lock up your dinghy, and they give you a cable that you can lock your dinghy up to a dinghy dock. And then they also sometimes give you a lock and key, but sometimes those locks are so ruined by the salt air that I do end up bringing my own lock. Plus, I might even just find another situation where I'd need my own lock to keep something secure, including the hatch into the companionway. The companionway hatch, because their locks don't necessarily work really nicely. So I do bring my own lock. Item 17. This seems pretty obvious for most sailors, but bringing a multi-tool is really kind of crucial. Of course, this is going to have to go in your checked luggage as well because it does have a knife on it. Item number 18. The boat does have a VHF radio, and it's inside the boat. None of the boats we've ever chartered have the VHF out in the cockpit. So I did this time bring my portable VHF radio. I also have been really happy to have this in the dinghy when we go to shore, just in case anything happened when we were out there in the dinghy. And at least we have some kind of communication to possibly anybody in the area that's monitoring 16. And if our phones get wet and we can't use them, this thing is waterproof, and it also has a little clip on it that I put so that I can clip it easily anywhere I need. Okay, so item number 19. This is maybe more for the ladies, but it is really useful to have some kind of piece of fabric that you can divide spaces with or use as a privacy curtain. And once again, using your dog ear clips to clip it somewhere so it can hang is really useful. Plus, the one that I bring all the time, I also use it as a little shawl so that, you know, when it's cooler in the evenings, I also have something to put around me. I also use it to put down on the bench, because, like, say this boat, it's sort of sticky all the time because it's so humid, and it kind of, you know, it kind of stinks of other people. So I put my own little thing down. And so, yeah, number 19 would be my little shawl fabric privacy curtain. And then number 20, this is a touch and go, where you can bring it or not bring it, is I bring at least one little plastic container like this, because they never provide you with something like this. And inevitably you're going to have some kind of leftovers, so, or something that you want to store in this. So just bring this, and guess what? A lot of this stuff actually fits in here. So when you're packing, you know, your bag or whatever, you can just make use of this while you're, you know, also going to make use of it later. Well, those are my 20 somewhat unlikely things you might want to consider bringing on a bareboat charter. If you have any other items that you've discovered on your charters that you wished you had, then just comment below and let me know. And I'm sure it's going to be super useful for everybody else to see. For more videos, subscribe to my channel or check out boatlove.com, the blog section, because I have lots of information there that you might find interesting. And see you next time.